I have yet to meet anyone successful who got there without setting goals. You got to set goals because it gives you a target to hit to direct your energy. Long-term goals, medium-term goals, short-term goals to build up. That visualization is that long-term goal. And then in visualizing that long-term goal, now visualize that medium-term goal. What does it look like on the pathway to that big vision that you have for yourself without limitation? What does that medium-term goal look like? What is that visualization? Touch it, taste it, feel it, smell it. Use your senses in that medium-term goal. Visualizing your goals puts you in a mental state, in a visual state. You're seeing yourself there. Your spiritual state is as if you're already there. And so then you're vibrating towards that goal to fit that slot. So rather than thinking, oh man, if I'm just a positive person, positive energy will attract to me. That is true. But is it also true that if you're a positive person, you're vibrating into situations that are positive? Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the End-to-End Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Yun Nguyen, also known as the Ninja or Prolific Ninja by my family and friends. And because my fans are my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the End-to-End Podcast, the Alpha to the Omega, the beginning to the end, talking about life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Back in this hot-ass damn studio. It is hot. I don't know what's going on, but we're hitting the peak of summer months. But glad to be here, man. Very, very probably brief episode today because I am caught between this massive campaign for cancer awareness that I'm going to talk to you about. But glad to be back in the studio, bringing another message to you. If you're new to the show, or if you've been listening a while, you know that I start every single show with an expression of gratitude, just like I start my day. When I wake up every morning, my eyes open up. I thank God and the universe for another day, another opportunity to be great and hopefully inspire somebody. So with that, I want to thank you all for liking, following, and especially sharing this show. If you're new to the show, I do this on my own dime, on my own time. We have no sponsors. I cut checks. I like that. I have no sponsors. I cut checks. I have a full team here, full production studio, putting all this together for you on a weekly basis. We haven't missed in 121 episodes. So with that, I want you to please support the show, and you do that. To do that, then all I need you to do is actually two things now. So the first thing is if you find any value in this show, in any other episode out of 121, something, even just 0.0001% value, please do like it and share the show. Share it on your socials, Instagram, wherever. I like to say, if your knowledge swole, share the show. That is how we grow. Okay, so please do share the show. But the second thing, I did say we don't have any sponsors. I do this on my own dime. I also said I'm just jam-packed full talking to clients about this cancer campaign awareness program we're doing. We are taking cancer clients, right? So if you know anybody with cancer, please do reach out to us. Any types of cancers. We're going after an environmental contaminant that is linked to cancer called PFAS, PFAS, or the forever chemical. It's been found in the water and it's been linked to cancer, and we're helping as many cancer clients as we can. As a doctor and a lawyer, this is kind of a passion project for me. It's a new campaign that we're pushing, and so to support the show, again, it's not a formal quote sponsorship, but my money does support the show. Send as many cancer clients as you can to me, either at Westloop Law or at PFAS Lawyer on X, or go to PFASinjuryattorney.com. Okay, send those clients. Happy to talk to them. It's at no cost to them. We cover all the costs. We make a percentage of what we can get them, so we want to get them as much as possible for their cancer. So please do reach out with that. Very specific episode today, probably going to be pretty quick, but I want to talk to you about the importance of visualization. Okay. I have yet to meet any successful entrepreneur, and I met a ton of them, from, millionaires to multimillionaires to 100 millionaires to billionaires. We just had a car rally this weekend. Very, very wealthy, successful people there. I have yet to meet anyone successful who got there without setting goals. You got to set goals because it gives you a target to hit to direct your energy. Okay. Long-term goals, medium-term goals, short-term goals to build up, right? So you're taking long-term goals. I'm talking about years, maybe even decades. The wealthiest families ever in history always plan for what? Generations. Okay. Long-term goals broken down to medium-term goals that support the long-term goals, broken down to short-term goals to support the medium-term goals. That's actually how it works, y'all. Okay. Goals. I've yet to meet one successful person that did not set goals. Okay. Oh man, I forgot the book and I forgot the experiment. But in any case, I read about an experiment where they put a Marine on a treadmill. Okay. Talking about goal setting. Put a Marine on a treadmill. On the one hand, they said, hey, just run as fast as you can for 20 minutes and let's see how far you got. I'm not going to tell you the distance that you ran, but just run as fast as you can for 20 minutes. Okay, so the Marine jumped on, and I'm paraphrasing the experiment. I don't know specifically, but the concept is there. Marine gets on the treadmill, runs for 20 minutes, and the scientist records the result. Let's say he ran, 5-minute miles, so he ran 4 miles. A week later, he didn't tell the Marine that he ran 4 miles. A week later, pulls the Marine back into the lab, and he says, listen, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Now, I don't know how many miles you ran last time, but let's try to hit 6 miles. Let's try to hit 6 miles in 20 minutes. So the Marine goes, okay, I got you. 6 miles in 20 minutes. I mean, that's, just shy of a 4-minute mile. Unlikely, but I'll give it a shot. Puts him on the treadmill. Obviously, he's not going to run sub 4-minute mile, but he runs somewhere between 5 miles. Somewhere between 4 and 5 miles. So he exceeded the 4-mile from the prior time. So he's between 4 to 5 miles in that 20 minutes. And so I give that to you, again, paraphrasing the experiment because I don't remember the specific details, but the concept is in the first instance where he had no goal other than time, right? He ran 4 miles. In the second phase, he had a goal and he ran more miles. So it's hard to be successful, or it's hard to push yourself without having set these goals. Now, why does this matter in visualization? Because obviously we're not on a treadmill on a measurable experiment, but for our own personal pathway of success, right? Your visualization of yourself years from now is that goal. I forget which episode we talked about. Imagine, just close your eyes and imagine without limitation, what would your life look like? Well, why isn't that your goal for yourself without limitation? Right? That visualization is that long-term goal, right? And then in visualizing that long-term goal, now visualize that medium-term goal. What does it look like on the pathway to that big vision that you have for yourself without limitation? What does that medium-term goal look like? What is that visualization? Touch it, taste it, feel it, smell it. Use your senses in that medium-term goal. Maybe right now for example, you're in an apartment, but you want to end up living in a, massive mansion house. Somewhere in between apartment to massive mansion house is going to be a pretty good sized house, a couple few thousand square feet, right? So imagine that medium-term goal and then imagine smaller term goals to lead to that medium-term goal. Okay. Those are your goals to shoot for. And so why does that matter? Because this gets into the metaphysical part of me if you've listened to me for a while. I believe everything is about energy. And I've been struggling for this one question for the longest time, right? I think this goes back to the episode where I talk about the 3 different matrices that we live in. Like we do live in a matrix, right? But I actually think we have 3 matrices. One is the environmental. One is our circle of associates and friends and family, and then one is our own mental matrix. Okay. I've been struggling with this because it's a question that nobody knows the answer to. Well, maybe there is. Maybe the three-letter agencies know what the answers are because, I read an article just yesterday, just offbeat, about how an agency, a three-letter agency that is let's call it the BIA, but it's the next letter. Um, how they have this document on how astral projection is real and how do you actually get to that mental state, spiritual state to astral project. Crazy article. But in any instance, the question is do we vibrate to the frequency we are creating? Right? Or is there a frequency out there that we are trying to vibrate into? So are we creating a frequency in ourselves to attract the energy, or are we vibrating to a frequency that we are attracting to an outcome? Okay, very esoteric. Again, the question is do we vibrate at a frequency ourselves to attract energy to us, or do we vibrate to a frequency that fits into a mold of what we want? Okay, very metaphysical question. And again, if you know me, you know I'm all about reality is frequency and vibration, energy. Okay. There is this massive push towards the idea of the law of attraction. You vibrate at a certain frequency and you're pulling that energy to you. Okay. While I kind of buy into that, I'm starting to personally feel that is not the case. Okay. Because that is opposite of what the universe is about. The universe is about moving you into the path that is designed for you. So if it's moving you, how can you be attracting the energy? Okay? For me, I'm starting to get into the belief that you vibrate into the infinite number of futures that you have and slot yourself in based on how you vibrate to that reality into the future. So what does that matter? Your visualization, and I'm trying to pull this all together, very esoteric, very metaphysical. So if you've already tuned out by now, I don't blame you. But this is really important. These visualizations that you're having in your mind is causing you to vibrate at a certain frequency level for yourself. So if you put limitations on yourself, you're going to vibrate into the reality of that limitation, right? Because you're directing your energy towards that goal. And if you put limitations on that goal, you're going to slide into the reality of limitations. So in every step, the long-term, mid-term, short-term goals, those are vibrations of future realities and frequencies. Okay? So the mindset you put yourself into when you're visualizing those goals is the mindset that you're going to vibrate at, the energy and frequency you're going to vibrate at to slot into that goal. Right? And how does that translate to real world? Okay, let's pull back out to the metaphysical. I'll give you my son as an example. Maybe he wants to be an NBA player. Okay. Well, it takes a certain step of goals you got to achieve to become an NBA player. You got to become a great high school player, great college player, maybe a great, amateur pro player, and then you become a pro player if you're not like, 7 foot tall or whatever. But it takes work. And so if you can't see those intermediate term goals or short term goals, then when it comes to the question of should I sleep in or not, or should I go train? Well, if you're not vibrating towards that near term goal that's going to build up, what do you think you're going to say to yourself? You're going to sleep in and not train. You see how that works? So that visualization should put you in the right frequency, whatever that is, to do what is necessary to hit that goal. And so when you're not visualizing yourself in these scenarios, you cannot, in a physical and metaphysical sense, get to the right frequency to fit into that keyhole. You don't have the right grooves in the key to unlock the next door. You got to vibrate to the right keyhole with the right cut to unlock it to move to the next step. Okay? So visualizing your goals puts you in a mental state, in a visual state. You're seeing yourself there. Your spiritual state is as if you're already there. And so then you're vibrating towards that goal to fit that slot. Okay? So rather than thinking, oh man, if I'm just a positive person, positive energy will attract to me. That is true. But is it also true that if you're a positive person, you're vibrating into situations that are positive? Right? That's the question. Do I want to attract positivity, or do I just want to put myself in positivity? Because you're vibrating positivity. See, I think it's the second. I'm starting to believe it's the second. I'm not vibrating here attracting things. I'm vibrating here moving into slots that match my vibration. The right people, the right business opportunities, the right connections, the right whatever. And increasingly in my own personal, this is again a personal view. In my own personal life, it's starting to look like the more I visualize and affirm to myself what I want, I start moving into those slots. It's crazy. But people think moving into the slots is attracting the energy. No, you're just moving into the slot that is supposed to be amongst the infinite number of slots you can be in. Okay? So, very metaphysical. Hopefully you're still with me, but it is a real it's a real world scenario tying in the metaphysical and the physical on why visualization is important. Right? In my mind, I'll give you some inside baseball, even though I don't play baseball. When I wake up, I thank God, the universe, for another chance, another opportunity to be inspirational and influential. Try to change somebody's lives, help them become the most they can be. Of course I do that. But then I do my own personal visualization and affirmations of where I want to go. Right? And I tune into all the levels of my spiritual being. So, the whole tying into your 7 sources of energy. So in Eastern philosophy, it would be like your chakras. Tying into, I am, I believe, I am blessed, I speak, I think. All these things where you're tying into the chakras of your affirmations, right? And it is crazy because the affirmations I speak to myself causes me to, I can't feel it. I don't know if it's true, but I'm vibrating a certain way where I'm slotting into situations where it's just crazy how they're going, how positively they're going. Meeting the right people, having the right conversations, saying the right words, discussing the right issues, moving the needle here, getting opportunities there. Like, just things start falling into place, kind of crazy. And again, the question is because am I vibrating at this level, the energy's coming to me, or am I just vibrating in the slot that was designed in that scenario? And again, I think it is the second. I think it's the latter. When you vibrate a certain frequency, it's like you're the key slotting into a lock, and you click the lock and the other side opens up. So the lesson here is forget all that metaphysical bullshit. If you don't believe in all that, by all means, don't believe in it. However, I'll go back to my first statement, go back to my original statement. I have yet to meet a successful person who has not set goals. So if anything you get out of this podcast, set your long-term goals, your medium-term goals, and then your near-term goals. They all build up. Remember, multi-generational wealth, they stay wealthy because they have generational goals, right? Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you just want to have goals for your next 10 years. Perfect. Set your 10, 5. You might not hit them, but if you aim really high with no limitations, not hitting them is still a damn good situation. Okay? Forget the metaphysical stuff, but if you believe in that, rewind this and listen to it again. Forget the metaphysical stuff. Set your goals and visualize your situation. Visualize those goals without any limitation. Okay. And if that's the lesson here, take that away. So, with that, glad to bring you another episode. Sorry, this is a very, very brief one. Actually, I'm not sorry. It was a lot of good information, but it was a short one because I am just stacked with this PFAS litigation stuff, setting appointments and so on. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to end my episode as I end my day. And if you're new to the show, I always close my day when I lay down, my head hits the pillow, eyes closed, before my eyes close, and I drift off into alpha brain waves or whatever. I thank God and the universe again for an opportunity to hopefully have inspired somebody to be the best they can be, to their living to their fullest controllable potential. So I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. And so if you found value in this show, if you found value in any way and you want to support the show, please do one, like, comment, and especially follow and share, especially share. But number two, check out pfasinjuryattorney.com. It is very unlikely that there's anybody on this listening to this podcast that doesn't know somebody affected by cancer. If so, please check out the website and send them to us. We are in this passion project of helping as many cancer clients and patients as possible recover whatever they can as a result of this PFAS in the water. So please check out pfasinjuryattorney.com or PFAS Lawyer, PFAS Lawyer on X. And with that, thank you for listening to the show. Looking forward to bringing another episode very, very soon. Be great today, but be even more grateful. Talk to you soon.